We spoke to someone who had access to these still hidden CIA documents, a person who was deeply familiar with what they contain. We asked this person directly, did the CIA have a hand in the murder of John F. Kennedy, an American president? And here's the reply we received verbatim. Quote, the answer is yes. I believe they were involved. It's a whole different country from what we thought it was. It's all fake. Yes, the CIA was involved.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Let me ask you two questions that changed my life. Question number one, does your government lie to you? To answer that question, all you need to do is look back 2 years through the COVID-19 pandemic, and you will see time and time again that empirically, the top medical professionals in this country did lie to you. COVID was started inside of a wet market by eating bats or pangolins or something, said Dr. Fauci, when he well knew that he was funding the gain-of-function research to add spike proteins to pathogens to make them deadly and kill 7 million people. They lied to you. And that leads directly to the second question. Does the government care if their lies cause harm to the American people, including death? And you can look back through the last 70 years of American history and find time and time again that, of course, the government doesn't care at all. They lied us into the Vietnam War. They lied us into the war in Iraq. There are tens of thousands of Americans that were killed in both those wars predicated on lies, both of them. How about the killing of a United States president? How about the death of democracy as it literally stands before you? The slaughtering of JFK. Did they lie about that? Tucker Carlson asked a CIA agent recently about it.
They have a hand in the murder of John F. Kennedy, an American president. And here's the reply we received verbatim. Quote, the answer is yes. I believe they were involved. It's a whole different country from what we thought it was. It's all fake.
It's all fake. What about some of the most traumatic and world-destroying moments in our country's history? How about America being attacked by foreign adversaries? What are the actual details about September 11th? I think we pretty much have the details of Pearl Harbor down. Attacks on American soil don't happen very often by foreign adversaries. There's only one has happened in my lifetime, September 11th. I've had my world wrecked by this recent article, ladies and gentlemen, from the Gray Zone. Bombshell finding 9/11 hijackers were CIA recruits. Now, where does this come from? Is this some type of conspiracy theory stuff? Is this some type of, I don't know, Alex Jones monologue? Nope. Actually, this comes from federal documents. This comes from the federal government itself. The predicate for headlines like this: CIA cover-up, FBI agent accuses spy agency of concealing operational files linking two 9/11 hijackers to the CIA. All of this comes from our own federal government, a document that is currently on your screen right now, that I have gone through and read, and we have researched, and my God, is it all fake? My God, is all of the things that you know predicated on a lie. Maybe you've done your own research, and you've already understood this. But every single day that I do this program, I am left in awe of the banality of evil in the super state that runs our country. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me walk you through what the reporting is here from the Gray Zone and here from Radar Online. What it shows is that the CIA attempted to recruit two of the 9/11 hijackers. This is, of course, based on the government's own investigator. This is based on the government's own findings. And the CIA is trying to cover it up. FBI agents are accusing CIA of allegedly covering up its association with two hijackers involved in the September 11th terrorist attacks. The bombshell revelation emerged as a 21-page top-secret report detailing how the CIA tried to recruit two al-Qaeda members in Southern California in an attempt to penetrate Osama bin Laden's network. The report was completed by Don Castriano, right here, signed right here, under penalty of perjury. I mean, that means that Donald Castriano, who is an investigator for the federal government, could go to prison for the rest of his life for falsifying his claims here. Now, what are his claims? We'll get into all of them in detail here. Don Castriano, an investigator for the Office of Military Commissions, who submitted the damaging report in 2021, at the Guantanamo Naval Base in Cuba, where 9/11 hijackers face trials for murder and terrorism. During July 2016, I began an investigation of the possible involvement in the Saudi Arabian government and the Central Intelligence Agency in the events leading up to the 9/11 attacks, states his report. I began a review of the discovery provided by the government to the defense and open source materials available on the hijackers. The duo was part of a 5-man team that hijacked the American Airlines Flight 77, which crashed into the Pentagon. Castriano, a former agent of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, learned from an FBI informant that a Saudi intelligence official secretly met with 2 terrorists at the Middle Eastern gourmet restaurant in Culver City, California, as part of an operation directed by the Central Intelligence Agency. Another FBI agent told Castriano the red-faced meaning embarrassed CIA is dead set on keeping the operational files about the failed recruitment effort under wraps, fearing a public backlash. Well, yeah, of course. Other FBI agents claim the CIA and their bosses at the FBI tried to suppress the link between the CIA and the 2 terrorists during the investigation and activities following the 9/11 attack that left 2,977 people dead. So what are these filings exactly? And of course, the sourcing is very important. So we've established that Donald Castriano is himself a federal agent and has been trained by the government and has signed here under penalty of perjury this document that had been classified up to its declassification last month. Castriano was working inside of a Guantanamo military commission. The Guantanamo Military Commission is a commission created by George W. Bush to try foreign terrorism suspects without due process and protections of the U.S. federal court. Federal law states that the defense counsel have reasonable opportunity to obtain witnesses and other evidence, which could include detainees' medical records and so on. So what this Guantanamo Military Commission does, and you can find it here, here's the official MIL.mil webpage for the Office of Military Commissions. What it does is the Office of Commissions is required by law and regulation to protect certain information unauthorized for public disclosure, including classified national security information. In addition, military judge and military commission, sometimes convening authority, may issue orders protecting such information. Oh, okay. So the reason why you would set this up is in order to protect information about the Guantanamo terrorist suspects, the men behind September 11th. And now these reports are coming out, and their findings are utterly damning. The Mises Caucus has a great breakdown here, and then I will read you, this is a highlighted, detailed report, but these are the takeaways. A court filing by Guantanamo Military Commission reveals possible CIA involvement in violation of U.S. law in the 9/11 attacks. Documents show that a relationship between the terrorists and the Saudi intelligence services formed by the USA CIA officers through a group called the Safari Club, a secret alliance of nations the CIA used to conduct unlawful operations. Important in this moment to note that it is illegal for the CIA to conduct operations on American soil. It is a foreign intelligence operation entity. It is illegal for the CIA to use tools of espionage against Americans. The CIA assigned officers to find ways to blame the FBI for the attacks. The CIA tried to hide that they were aware of the relationship between the hijackers and al-Qaeda because they were running a false flag operation. What? This station was allegedly tasked with building informants inside of al-Qaeda, but it was ran in a way that would make it nearly impossible because analysis secretly already had men on the ground and were not disclosing it as part of a hidden operation, even within the CIA. So this is spies deceiving other spies. Despite outcry from the agents at the station and an awareness of the danger, a stop was not authorized to prevent the hijackers from entering the country. FBI command ordered agents to stand down in their investigation of the hijackers. So these hijackers, according to this document, and I will read you directly from the document here, but according to this document, they allowed the 9/11 hijackers to enter this country because they wanted to recruit them. So the CIA and the FBI let the hijackers in. CIA officers and FBI leadership involved in the investigations repeatedly blocked the FBI interrogators from accessing critical information. The CIA also hid the fact that the hijackers had been allowed in the United States in 2000 on CIA orders because they were attempting to recruit them as intelligence sources. What the literal F? The attempt to recruit, these are the two names of the now dead hijackers, was an operation directed by the CIA. The CIA used their relationship with Saudi intelligence services to conduct an operation on U.S. soil. FBI agents testifying before the joint inquiry of the 9/11 attacks were instructed not to reveal the full extent of the Saudi government's involvement in al-Qaeda. This is where it really gets crazy. So I've read through the nearly 1,000 lines, 21 pages of this report, and this is where the rubber hits the road here. Classified human source. Again, I'm reading to you from a signed government document by a government investigator, all right? That's my source here. From the official military commission, classified source told me that a Saudi national was an intelligence officer in the employ of the Saudi government, stated that this Saudi intelligence official was directed to attempt to recruit two of the 9/11 hijackers as intelligence sources while in San Diego. Classified source, this is the FBI informant, stated that the Saudis were instructed to recruit the two hijackers at the Saudi consulate in Los Angeles. Told me that there were witnesses, the classified source told me that there were witnesses to the meeting at the Saudi consulate between the two men. What? Classified source told me that an attempt to recruit the 9/11 hijackers was an operation directed by the Central Intelligence Agency. Classified source told me that the CIA used their liaison relationship with the Saudi intelligence services to conduct the operation on U.S. soil. Illegal. Classified source told me that the Saudis were used as a go-between between the CIA is forbidden by law by conducting intelligence operation within the U.S. Classified source told me that the CIA had used the relationship with allied intelligence services to conduct the operation inside of the United States. The CIA never told the FBI agents in San Diego that the two 9/11 hijackers were in the country. After 9/11, FBI officials in San Diego and at FBI headquarters became aware that the Saudi intelligence officials' affiliation with Saudi intelligence and subsequently the existence of the CIA's operation to recruit 9/11 hijackers. What the F? Classified source stated that senior FBI officials suppressed investigations into the above. Classified source told me that FBI agents testifying before the joint inquiry 9/11 attacks were instructed not to reveal the full extent of the Saudi involvement with al-Qaeda. My God. Well, there it is. So what does this all mean? Well, at its very worst, what this means is that the Central Intelligence Agency, in order to try and gain access to a source, allowed the 9/11 hijackers to enter and remain inside of America. And that they were allowed to do that so that they could try and conduct an illegal spying operation using them as sources with the Saudis as a go-between. That's what this document is purporting. Again, so important to note where we were getting this information. We have read to you directly from the documents. We have read to you the breakdown of those documents by people far more intelligent than us. And we have identified quite plainly that your government is based entirely on lies here in the United States of America. And all governments, I think, are generally based upon lies. All governments established by men are corrupt. But this is particularly corrupt. And this had a devastating effect, of course, on our country forever. Not just in the 2,977 lost souls of my countrymen, but also then in the destruction of the world as we knew it. We were supposed to inherit a very different country. 9/11 changed everything, from the Patriot Act to the Iraq and Afghanistan wars to the government overreach into our lives that will never, ever go away. I mean, unless we have a new constitutional convention. It's changed forever. And according to these documents, the CIA not only allowed or wished to work with some of the hijackers and let them move about freely in this country, concealing their identity or that they were even in the country, even though they knew these men were dangerous and had connections to al-Qaeda, they also tried to cover all that up. My God. Does your government lie to you? Answer that question. And then will your government lie to you if it almost guarantees harm to the American people? And the answer to those two questions are yes and yes. And the source of all knowledge, the beginning of knowledge, is to understand that and then to structure your life accordingly. We certainly try our best here at this show That is some bombshell revelations, and we'll keep you posted if we see the story developing further. In 2016, right before Donald Trump took office, that entire commission that was studying the Saudi connection, that was shut down. There was an entire group set up to study the connection between Saudi Arabia and September 11th. Done away with. Curious timing there. Very strange. Right before President Trump gets office, in the year 2016, right at the end of Barack Obama's term. Very quietly. Makes you wonder. Can you handle the truth? I certainly can. It's time for more truth in this nation. That's how we're going to save America. It's your boy Benny. See ya.
Thank you for watching. Our channel's here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.